Welcome! Glad to be with you again. In my last video, sequence function part 1, we looked at the syntax of the sequence function. We mentioned that it is a dynamic array function that came in 2021 and in 365. And what does it do? It used to generate dynamic number set of any dimension in any direction. In that video, which I would advise you to watch, I recommend that video, so you please just check it out on my channel. We looked at how to generate 200,000 odd numbers in a row. Immediately we press the enter key. Oh, interesting. Now, but in this lesson, we're going to be looking at the real life application of the sequence function in financial modeling. Remember, also in that video I mentioned that I use the sequence function in when I build models. I also use it when I build financial models. Okay, now one of the things, or one of the major attributes of a world-class financial model is flexibility. That means it can move in any direction with ease without having to rewrite your code. It can move in any direction with ease. To achieve this flexibility and other major attributes in your world-class financial model, you need to combine a lot of functionalities. Now let's look at this theme that makes your model to be flexible and achieve other major functionality. Now we have the if function, very strategic, very versatile. In fact, you cannot build a model, financial model or any model, without the if function. Very strategic and very versatile. I have a video where I actually explain how to use the if function. The other member of the team is the VLOOKUP, very powerful function, even though they have a rival now, which is the XLOOKUP, but VLOOKUP is still relevant in this age and time. Many believe that, oh, once we know VLOOKUP, I know Excel. I'm not going to argue with them. Another member of that team is EON, that's end of month. Very wonderful function, particularly when you are dealing with date, start date and end date. This will help you a lot, the end of month function. Other functionalities that we also use is the data validation. I'll show you where we use the data validation when we are reviewing the model. Then also we also use conditional formatting. But there's a new member of the team. It's like a coach that just bought a new player, a utility player. Before this player came into the team, I need to look at how to combine many players together to achieve just this role. That means the function that comes together to play a particular role. But now I have this guy. Instead of coming up with a very complex formula, this guy plays this role very well. And who is this guy? The sequence function. Wonderful guy. I'm going to show you how I actually use this guy in our model. Let's look at the model together. Okay, let's review our model together. Now, in financial modeling, you have majorly two types of variables. You have the independent and the dependent variable. That's independent and dependent variable. I have a video where I did introduction into financial modeling. You can check out that video, is there. So, but by design, we said the independent variable should be blue and the dependent variable should be black. That is calculated, and that's what I've tried to do here. So you discover that the start date is a variable that's independent, the duration is also independent, but every other one in black is actually calculated. So what I've done is there is this function called formula text. So what that formula text allows you to do is to reveal the formula in a text, in any text, once your work is not protected. So that's what I've done on this column D. So in the duration for the model, the project duration, I have that C4 times 12. That's the numbers of years times 12, that which 12 months in a year. Now you can see this is the end of month to actually know when our project will end. So our project will be ending 31st December 2034. Now this is the data validation. This is data validation that drives this. So what we've just done here is to use a VLOOKUP to say, oh, if it is monthly, that means I'm going to do the analysis 12 times. But if it is yearly, that means I'm going to do the analysis just once in a year. So okay, basically, so numbers of analysis in a year. Then you also have the numbers of period, the numbers of months in period. Since I'm doing it for, if I'm doing it for 1 year, that means I have 12 months. So that's why I have this. Then I have the total period from analysis, which is 10. So if I change this to quarterly, I'm going to get 40. Okay, so those are the supporting team members. But you remember what we're interested is the sequence function. Let's look at it. So you can see when I have 40, now I'm going to automatically get 1 to 40 counts. 40, you can see that 40. Now once I change this to yearly, that's going to be 10. So you find out that I'm going to get 10. So you can see the flexibility. Now let's look at the sequence function that is doing it. So you discover that you will see sequence. Remember the syntax. The first argument is the row. How many rows do we want? But in this case, my numbers, they are not going on the row, they are going on the column. So I just suppressed it by putting the comma. I mentioned it in the first video. You can also check that out. The second argument is the column. Now, because I want this number to generate across the column, but how many times you want it? Remember this 10. I'm going to do it 10 times. Now, if I change this to monthly, it's going to be 120. So if you go down, you find out at 120, because in C10, remember the C10 is this set that I'm referenced to, so it does it automatically. So if I change it to semi-annual, that is going to be 20. Remember in C10 I have 20, so it's going to do it 20 times. So that's how I brought in flexibility into this. Now, one of the things we also do in model is flags. FLAG. In my other videos, I'm going to be talking about flags. But flags is just like a true or false, like a Boolean thing, true or false. So now you discover this same sequence function that I'm using. Now, but if you look at it, there's something unique. The last argument is 0. Remember, by default is 1 because it's optional. But because I don't want it to increase, I just want it to be 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 2. That's 20 times. So that was why I actually included the last argument to be 0. That means it's not going to increase. It's going to start from 1 and it will remain 1. So if I scroll down, you discover that I'm going to add 1 20 times. If I change this to quarterly, that's 40. That means I'm going to have 1 1 1 1 1 1, 40 times. Now, why the 1 1 1? If you look at this formula, I'm actually using that 1 to drive whether there should be a date or not. You can say the sequence function makes life very easy. Initially, to get this, I need to put if inside if and if inside if, but with the sequence function, life is very easy. So I want to believe that you know how the sequence function works, how it's being applied. So I want to say thank you for watching this video. In my next video, I'm going to be talking about the Ronaldo. And those someone don't like football, that is C Ronaldo of Excel. Okay, let me put it another way. The Messi of Excel. That's the F4, the F4 key, the function key. Can play multiple roles. We're going to be looking at that in that video. So I want you to like this video. I want you to subscribe. I also want you to share. Like I promised you when I started this project that every week I'll try to do 2 videos so that we can cover all the functions that we have in Excel before the end of this month. So I want you to before the end of this year, not this month, before the end of this year. So I want you to please subscribe to this channel, like this video, share it, make a comment so that I can have your feedback. And like I mentioned also in one of my videos, we are working on our LMS, that's learning management system, where there's going to be structured training for courses like effective techniques in Excel. We're going to be looking at data analysis with Python, data analysis with Excel. We'll be looking at Microsoft Access and a lot more. So once again, thank you.